The Way We Met. Всем здравствуйте. Урок 5b. Как мы встретились? Grammar. Past and present habits and states. Vocabulary relationships. And pronunciation of the letter S in used to. Грамматика на сегодня. Привычки и состояния в прошедшем и настоящем времени. Вокабуляр по отношениям. Разные виды отношений. И произношение буквы S в словосочетании used to. Different kinds of relationships provide the main theme for this lesson. Разные типы отношения дают тему для этого урока. And we start from reading and listening. Number 1. A. How do you think people usually meet friends and partners nowadays? Number the phrases from 1 to 5. 1 the most popular. Then compare with the partner. Do you agree? Как сейчас люди обычно заводят друзей или знакомятся с людьми, заводят партнеров? Пронумеруйте эти фразы от 1 до 5, если 1 – это самый популярный способ, и сравните друг с другом. A. At work. B. At school or university. C. Online. Example on forums, social networking sites, etc. In a bar, club, etc. E. Through friends. Do it yourself. We'll check it during our lesson. B. Read the beginning of 2 stories which appears on Instagram. The Way We Met. Where did Tiffany and Christina meet their partners for the first time? А теперь прочитаем начало 2 историй, которые были опубликованы в Инстаграме под хэштегом The Way We Met. То, как мы встретились. Где Кристина и Тиффани встретили своих партнеров впервые. Tiffany's story, The Way We Met. And Christina's story. E. Think of a couple you know well. For example, your parents or friends. How did they meet? Do you know any couples who met in unusual circumstances? А теперь подумайте о парах, которые вы хорошо знаете, родители или друзья, как они встретились. Вы знаете пары, которые познакомились при необычных обстоятельствах? D. What do you think happened to the 2 couples next? Go to communication, The Way We Met, and find out what happened. You're gonna read the ending of the story on these pages. Итак, как вы думаете, что случилось с этими парами дальше? В задании Communication есть продолжение. Page 107, на странице 107, Tiffany's stories, and 112, Christina's stories. Read and be ready to tell me what happened next. Вам нужно прочитать, будьте готовы кратко пересказать, что произошло. Section 2. Grammar. Past and present habits and states. Listen to John talking about how he met his partner. Where did they meet? Was it a romantic meeting? Послушайте, как Джон рассказывает, как он встретил своего партнера. Где они встретились? Это была романтическая встреча? Романтичная?
5.15.
Well, I used to be a teacher and I taught English to adults in Indonesia for a few years. And I met my wife there, in the school that I was working in. She was a student at the school, not my class, I should point out, just a student at the school. And one day in the corridor, I was walking to class and she was running through the corridor because she was late for class. She didn't used to be very punctual in those days. And she crashed into me. And I was on my way to class, so I was carrying a whole load of things, and I dropped all my books, all my papers, all my pens. They went all over the floor. And did she help me to pick them up? Nope. She just ran off, laughing. She thought it was very funny. So you could say it wasn't love at first sight. But we became friends after that, and we sometimes used to have tea or a beer together. And after being friends for, I think, 3 years, we got together, became boyfriend and girlfriend, and then a few years later, we got engaged, and then we got married. And now we've been married for 12 years.
Listen again. Mark the sentences true or false. Correct the false sentences. Прослушайте еще раз и отметьте предложение «правда» или «ложь» и исправьте предложения, которые лживые. John was teaching English in Indonesia. His future wife was one of his students. She usually arrived for her classes on time. John was carrying a lot of things to class. She made him drop them. She helped him to pick them up. They were friends for a long time before going out together. They've been married for 10 years. C. Now look at the 3 extracts from the listening. Answer the questions with a partner. I used to be a teacher. She didn't used to be very punctual. We sometimes used to have tea or beer together. When do we use used to? How do we make questions? Are these things probably true now? Посмотрите на эти отрывки из аудирования и обсудите. Раньше я был учителем. Она раньше не очень была пунктуальной. Иногда мы пили чай или пиво вместе. Когда мы используем конструкцию used to, как мы задаем вопросы, как они строятся, все, что говорится в этих конструкциях, сейчас правда? And we're going to answer these questions on Grammar Bank, page 141. И все эти ответы на эти вопросы есть на странице 141 в грамматике. 5b, Grammar Bank, past and present habits and states. Let's listen to the sentences.
5.16. 1.
I used to teach English when I was living abroad.
He didn't used to do any exercise, but now he runs marathons.
I never used to like football, but I watch it every week now.
We used to be close friends, but we don't talk to each other anymore.
That hotel used to have a swimming pool, but they closed it.
Did they used to live in the city centre?
Didn't you used to have long hair?
2.
I usually meet my friends at weekends.
I don't normally go out during the week.
English houses usually have gardens.
Do you normally walk to work?
Okay, for past habits and states, we use used to, didn't used to plus infinity. Чтобы передать какие-то прошлые привычки или состояния, мы используем конструкцию used to или didn't used to. Used to does not exist in the present tense. Конструкция used to не существует в настоящем времени. Нельзя сказать I used to get up. I used to get up. We use used to for things that were true over a period of time in the past. Used to often refers to something which is not true now. Мы используем конструкцию used to, чтобы рассказать о том, что сейчас уже неправда, но тогда, в какой-то период нашего времени, в прошлом это было так. Used to часто соотносится к тому, что сейчас уже не является действительностью. I used to do a lot of sport. I did a lot of sport for a period of time in the past, but now I don't. Раньше я занималась спортом. Вот это раньше значит, что когда-то в прошлом занималась спортом, сейчас нет. We often use never used to instead of didn't used to. We often use never used to instead of didn't used to. Мы часто используем never used to, никогда раньше что-то не сделал, вместо didn't. Never used to, если вы никогда не водили машину, никогда не летали на самолете. I never used to drive a car. Used to, didn't used to can be used with action verbs. For instance, go, do, and non-action verbs. Be, have, etc. Used to и didn't used to используются как с глаголами состояния, так и действия. We can also use the past simple to describe past habits, often with an adverb of frequency. We often went to France for our holidays when I was a child. Мы часто используем прошедшее время, чтобы описать прошлые привычки. И часто это идет с наречиями времени. Мы часто ездили во Францию в отпуск, когда я был ребенком. 2. For present habits, we use a verb in the present simple, often with an adverb of frequency. Example, usually or normally. Чтобы отразить привычки, которые существуют сейчас, которых вы сейчас придерживаетесь, мы используем настоящее время и очень часто наречие времени. Usually or normally. Обычно, normally это тоже обычно, естественно, да. Ненормально это. Used to or past simple. We can use used to or the past simple, often with an adverb of frequency for repeated actions or states and the meaning in the same. I used to live in Leeds as a child. I lived in Leeds as a child. Мы часто используем used to или прошедшее время, просто прошедшее настоящее, часто с наречиями для каких-то повторяющихся действий или состояний, когда мы говорим об одном и том же. I used to live. Мы жили в Лидсе, когда я был ребенком. Или я жил в Лидсе, когда я был ребенком. We used to go to the cinema on Saturdays. Мы ходили в кинотеатр по субботам. We often went to the cinema on Saturdays. Мы часто ходили в кинотеатр по субботам. То есть вот эти значения, они одинаковые. Used to go on Saturdays или we often went to on Saturdays. But we have to use the past simple if. Но мы используем прошедшее время, если we mention exact dates or number of times. Если мы используем конкретное указание времени или даты, это всегда будет прошедшее время. The action happened only once. Если это разовое действие, тоже будет прошедшее. We went to cinema on Saturday. Если вы один раз ходили в кино в субботу, это будет прошедшее время. Если вы регулярно ходили в субботу в кино раньше, то это будет used to. Any more and any longer. We often use not, any more, any longer, not now, with the present simple to contrast the use with used to. I used to go to the gym, but I don't go anymore or any longer. Мы часто используем конструкцию any more вместе с отрицанием или any longer, больше не. Это переводится, чтобы усилить конструкцию used to. Я раньше ходил в зал, тренироваться в зал, но не сейчас. Больше не хожу. Any more, don't go anymore, или any longer. Be used to and get used to. Don't confuse used to или didn't used to do something with the used to or get used to doing something. Здесь важно не путать две конструкции. Used to, когда идет глагол в инфинитиве, и used to, когда идет герундий после этой конструкции. I'm used to getting up early every day. I'm accustomed to it. I always do it. So it is not a problem for me. Если вы говорите I'm used to, это вы привыкли к чего-то делать. Это привычка ваша, вам не согласиться с этим проблемой. Я привык рано вставать. I'm used to. То есть герундий это значит, вы это делаете, вы к этому привыкли, это для вас нормально. Lola can't get used to living in the UK. Лола не может привыкнуть жить в Британии. She can't get accustomed to it. It's a problem for her. Вот такая разница. And below you have two sections of exercises. A. Are the highlighted verb forms right or wrong? Correct the wrong ones. Ниже есть формы с used to have. When I was a teenager, I used to have very short hair. Неправильно, потому что нужно used использовать, не use. Исправили. Также нужно сделать со всеми остальными предложениями. B. Complete with used to plus infinitive or usually plus present simple, positive, negative or interrogative and the verb from the list. Вам нужно вставить эти глаголы в предложение, также использовать used to с инфинитивом или usually, обычно что вы делаете, и настоящее время. For instance, my brother didn't used to eat vegetables, but now he loves them. Мой брат раньше не ел овощи, но теперь он их очень любит. Используйте глагол по смыслу в каждом предложении и используйте две разных структуры. Section 3. Pronunciation and speaking. The letter S used to. Listen to the sounds and the words in the list. How is S or SE pronounced? Write the words in the correct columns. Послушайте, как произносятся эти слова. Распределите эти слова на две колонки.
5.17 S Z Sh J
Used to.
Usually
Use.
Busy
Decision.
Friends
Holidays.
Lose
Music.
Occasion
Parents.
Practice
Singer.
Sport
Sugar.
Summer
Supermarket.
Sure
Unusual.
So S can be pronounced in 4 different ways. S, Z, Sh, J. Please make 4 columns. Итак, S можно произнести 4 разными способами. Распределите эти слова на 4 колонки. Speaking section. In pairs, tell each other about 2 of the following. Give as much information as you can. Past and present habits when you were young. Из этого списка нужно выбрать 2 привычки или действия. Одно отсюда можно, другое отсюда. И рассказать о том, что вы делали раньше, используя структуру used to. Итак, what did you used to have for breakfast? What do you usually have now? What music did you listen to a lot? What do you usually listen to nowadays? What books or comics did you used to read? What do you usually read now? What did you used to spend your summer holidays? What do you usually do now in the summer? Is there a friend you used to be really close but you don't see anymore? A TV program you used to be addicted to? What kind of programs do you usually watch now? A machine or device you used to use a lot but don't use anymore? What apps or device do you usually use now to communicate with your friends? A sport or game you used to play a lot, which you've given up? What exercise do you do nowadays? For instance, I used to run on mornings for a year, but I quit now. Just one example. Or I used to read lots of books, but now I don't have enough time because I have kids and work. Выберите две, вы можете кратко записать. Я одно предложение, два назвала, вам нужно хотя бы по 3 предложения в каждом. Section 4. Vocabulary. Relationships. Match the words and photos. Сопоставьте фотографии и слова. A colleague, a friend, argue with somebody, discuss something with somebody, meet somebody for the first time, know somebody for a long time. Вот они картинки. And then let's go to Vocabulary Bank, page 158. Relationships. 1. People. Match the words and definitions. Classmate, close friend, colleague, couple, ex, fiancé, female fiancé, flatmate, partner, and their definitions are here. Please match them together. Вот они слова. Это определение. Сопоставьте их вместе и заодно выучите. Number 2. Verb phrases. Complete the sentences with a verb or verb phrase in the past tense. Be together, become friends, break up, get in touch, get married, get on, get to know, go out together, have something in common, lose touch, meet, propose. Перед вами глагольные фразы или глаголы. Нужно вставить их в предложение по смыслу. Знать перевод, знать их значение, уметь использовать. Картинки к этим предложениям есть здесь, чтобы легче было понять, что каждая фраза значит. We'll check it during our Zoom conference. Friend, leader, member, partner, relation. What 4 letters can you put after these people words to form an abstract noun? Вот их есть 4-5 слов. Они означают очень конкретные вещи. Какие абстрактные существительные понятия можно образовать, прибавив к ним определенный суффикс. Think about it. And complete the sentences with an abstract noun from D, а потом вставьте их в предложение. Section 5. Listening. Surprising facts about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Итак, аудирование. Удивительные факты о. Кое-что пропущено. You are going to listen to part of a radio program where the presenters are talking about friendship. With a partner, guess the missing words in 5 facts. Сейчас вы услышите отрывок из радиопрограммы, где ведущие гости говорят о дружбе. Обсудите и поставьте пропущенные слова в эти 5 предложений.
5.22.
You're listening to Radio Oxford, and I'm Ricky Hammond.
And I'm Joanna Keys.
Now, I wonder how many of you know what today is. Well, it's Friendship Day. All over the world today, people are celebrating those wonderful people called friends. We've been doing some research this morning about friends, and we've discovered 5 fascinating facts about friends for you. Just listen to these. Joanna?
Friends fact number 1. Animals have friends too. Yes, apparently, we humans aren't the only ones who have friends. There's strong evidence that animals like chimpanzees, horses, elephants, dolphins, and even bats can form friendships for life. And they even make friends with animals that aren't from their species.
Friends fact number 2. We have more real friends thanks to social media. You may find this hard to believe, but since the invention of the internet, and especially since social media came on the scene, we actually have more real-world friends than before. People always say we're so busy with our online friends that we don't have time for our real friends. But in fact, the opposite is true. A doctor in psychology at Sheffield Hallam University has done some research that shows that the internet actually helps us to keep up friendships. And why is that? Because with social media, it's easier to stay in touch. In the past, we used to lose touch with friends because of distance or lack of time, so now you know.
Friends fact number 3. Having friends at work makes you more productive. Now, you probably think that if you have lots of friends at work, you waste a lot of time gossiping with them. Well, listen to this. According to various studies, having friends at work makes you more productive and more creative. And I can believe that because, if you have friends at work, you're going to be happier, which in turn probably makes you work better. Just one thing though, don't be friends with your boss. That might make your colleagues trust you less, and they might think you got your job because of your friendship.
Friends fact number 4. Love can make you lose 2 friends. Yep. It's a sad fact that you can lose 2 friends when you fall in love. According to the anthropologist Robin Dunbar, who's studied the effect that love has on friendship, when a new person comes into your life, he, or she of course, displaces 2 other people in your circle of friends. He says that when you're in love, you spend less time with your friends, and this means that friendships deteriorate. And you know something? From my experience, that's true.
Friends fact number 5. So this is the last one. And it's good news. Friendship is good for your health. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. People who have a lot of friends are less stressed and live longer. Research shows that you are 50% more likely to have a long life if you have a good social network. So now we're asking you to choose a song for a special friend. Call us or text us on 08081 570 892. The lines are open now, and our first caller is Mandy from Didcot.
Hi, Joanna. Can you play I'll Be There For You for my best friend? Her name's Annie, and I love her to bits. I really do.
Okay, you may listen twice if you need to catch more phrases and words. Можете послушать дважды, если вам нужно еще что-то уловить. Section 6. Speaking. Read sentences from A to G. Tick the ones you agree with and cross the ones you don't agree with. Think about your reasons. Прочтите предложения. Пометьте галочкой те, с которыми вы согласны, и крестиком те, с которыми вы не согласны. И обязательно обоснуйте. In groups of 3 or 4, each choose one topic you are going to talk about. Prepare what you are going to say using the plan below. Выберите одну тему, которую вам нужно раскрыть. Желательно, чтобы вы выбрали разные темы в группе. И раскройте ее, следуя плану. Do you strongly agree or strongly disagree or both agree or disagree? То есть ваше отношение к этой теме. Reasons and examples from your own experience or people you know. Дайте примеры. Okay. take turns to present your opinion. Use the language from the presenting an opinion box. Listen to the other members of your group and then say if you agree or disagree and why. Потом презентуйте свое мнение, мы сделаем это на уроке. Используйте вот здесь в рамке, как высказывать свое мнение. И потом можно уже соглашаться или не соглашаться с высказанным. Итак, presenting an opinion. Introducing the topic. Как ввести в тему? I'm going to talk about. Я собираюсь рассказать вот что. I'm going to talk about. Это нужно выучить, знать и использовать. Как вы даете обоснование? I think the main or most important reason is. Главная, основная причина это because или because that. Another reason is. Основная причина and another reason. И так далее. Give an example. For example, I have a friend who I've known since I was 5 years old. For instance, when I broke up with my ex-boyfriend. Как выводить примеры? For example или for instance. И потом говорить I have a friend или I have, for instance, when I broke up и так далее. Выучите эти фразы, они вам пригодятся. That's it for now. Thank you for being with me. I'm waiting for your tasks. See you. Bye-bye.